Hello, friends. So in about 2 minutes here, I'll start the live content that I wanted to share with you guys today. So I thought I would just hop on first and let everybody come in. Hi, friends. I'll get started here, like I said, in about 2 minutes in exactly what I want to share and talk with you guys about today. So I posted yesterday in Instagram stories the little boomerang where I was like, tell me what you want me to teach more on, because I want to make sure that the things I'm talking about, even though I feel like I know you guys really well, you guys asked a ton of amazing questions in the comments, in the DMs, everywhere. I wanted to make sure that I check in with you guys and ask like, hey, what would you like me to teach more on? What do you want to learn more about? What are you struggling with? Which topics do you want to like discuss and vibe off of a little bit more? So that's why I asked that, and I'm going to continue to do that on a regular basis. So probably every week I'm going to go in, I'm going to post on Instagram stories like, hey, what do you want to learn more about? What are you struggling with? What are the things that you're kind of like, I really need to dig a little bit deeper. I really, want to learn more on this. I want more education on this. And anytime you see that, just put it in the questions box and I will look at all the questions that you guys sent in. And I will take some of the topics, the questions either specifically or like today, there was a lot of kind of the same questions more or less that I want to talk about today. So some of you guys sent in some questions where I'm like, I don't really even teach on this. Or like some, crazy comments where I guess with social media, when you put yourself out there and your life on blast, like I do, I'm always like, hey, I'm like brushing my teeth. Hey, I'm doing this. Like, I guess that kind of brings in some of the crazies, if you will. But like, really, I really want to do this for you guys. And I really want to give you guys a lot of really good, high quality information that you guys find valuable. And you guys know my expertise. I really am into personal development, fitness, nutrition, how to live your best life, how to go after your dreams, how to make a plan, how to turn a dream into a plan, and not just kind of live in this space of like, oh, I wish I would, maybe, I don't know, but like actually going for it. So ask the questions, think about it. And I want to talk to you guys. I'll probably come on live here. I don't know how often, but definitely more often than I have been as of lately. To be honest, I was kind of like, what should I talk about? What topic should I bring up today? And then I realized like, duh, London, why don't you just ask? Why don't you just ask what people want you to talk about and what you, how you could, bring more value and serve more people based on like what you guys say. So please look for that on my Instagram stories when I post the question box to say like, what would you like to learn more about? What would you like me to teach on? What do we want to elaborate on? And I'll hop on here giving you guys free content to help you live your best life and, and feel confident and feel a life of freedom and feel like you are, doing what sets your soul on fire and generating energy and boosting your confidence and just living a life that you're super excited and proud of because it's yours, not because everybody else says you should be like this, or this. Okay. And, so I got a lot of questions, so we'll go ahead and get started on the topic here. So I got a lot of questions, and you'll see me maybe kind of glance a little bit this way because I opened up a note on my computer here to make some notes of what I wanted to make sure I covered today, and also, just to make sure that I stay on task and I don't miss anything. And I also have some tools and things I want to share with you guys as well. So I got a lot of questions about how to stay motivated, how to navigate a crazy busy life, and how to not to stress out. So there was like 3 questions from 3 different people. 2 of them were like how to stay motivated, which is like a really common question. It's also really vague. And I think oftentimes people just want me to be like, oh, this is exactly how you stay motivated. Like take this, do this, and boom, it's all good. That's not the case, but I definitely want to give you guys some tangible takeaways, some things that you can really start to implement today, like after this live video. So that way you really have the steps to move forward. Okay. It's not about taking giant leaps. It's about knowing what steps you need to take to get to your ultimate goal. And that's what I love talking about and love sharing with. I don't do quick fixes. So if you're like, oh, I was waiting for a quick fix, then just press like the exit button or whatever, because you're not going to be satisfied with my answer. Okay. But I'm going to give you some really awesome tips that aren't super crazy, that aren't going to like take hours and hours and hours on end, but are going to really help you ignite that fire, ignite that motivation, and feel successful overall. So a lot of things about how to be motivated, how to navigate like, busy life and like with like a crazy busy schedule and having a lot of stress. That, can get us into what we call like analysis paralysis. It's like, I should do it. I'm going to do it. But we overanalyze it so much that we end up being like paralyzed, like just like, so I see there's some eyeballs on here. So go ahead and like be active in the comments. Let me know where you're from, because I know that there's people from all over the world. So let me know where you're from. I see there's some questions coming in from Pranit about something about being the Runtastic team. So we're not going to go over that today. If you want to get your questions in, then just make sure you put them in the little box that I post on Instagram stories. So just stay up to date on my stories, and you'll see that I'll post it in there like every few days or whatever, so that you guys have an opportunity to share, or you can always send me a DM. Okay, cool. So my first tip, I think I have 4 tips. Let's call it 4 tips that I want to share with you guys if I kind of break it down piece by piece. The first tip about staying motivated, reducing stress, and, navigating, crazy busy schedule, life, routine, whatever, is know your why. Be very clear on what your why is. Why are you, what is your main why for why you want to get in shape, why you want to up level your life, why, maybe even on a bigger scale, like why are you here on this planet? What is your purpose? What is your why? And know that it's totally possible for this to evolve, okay? It's dynamic. It's not like you write down your why statement and you're like, oh my gosh, if it changes, like what am I gonna do, So your why is totally dynamic. It can, my why when I was 20, starting my personal training business, like is very different to what it is now. But as soon you need to take that time to sit down, to write your why statement, because, start it with why. So why are you, trying to lose this weight? Why are you trying to get motivated? Why are you trying to stay healthy and fit? Why are you trying to live your best life? Like whatever that looks and feels like for you at this moment in your life, like what is your why? So when you wake up every morning, the clearer your why is, the clearer your vision is, the clearer that you feel you are with like the direction that you're going. So it's, if you have, I talk about with my one-on-one coaching clients, I use a soccer analogy, or football. For those of you that don't live in America, we call it soccer in America. Everywhere else in the world calls it football. But I say, let's not play goalie. So not playing side to side, trying to block everything that comes, that's where stress comes from, that's where you get anxiety and there's so much going on and all these balls are coming and you're having to block. Like, let's stop playing goalie and let's play forward. Like, let's play the forward position where we have a clear goal. As a forward, the clear goal is to score goals, right? So it's like, this is your job. You're moving forward, getting ahead, scoring those points, moving forward, not feeling like you need to move side to side and be in reaction mode. Let's take action, okay? So with the clearer you are on your why, on your mission statement, on whatever that looks like for you, the clearer that you are, the more you know what to say no to and what to say yes to. And you don't feel like you have to always do more. Okay, I talk about this a lot, how I was always in this space up until, about 5, maybe even like 3 years ago, where I always felt like I had to do more. Like more was more. Like the more workouts, the more meal prep, the more, rigid everything was, the more like, the earlier I woke up, the more hours I created in the day. It was like the more actually things on my to-do list, the more I felt valued. But you get into a space where you're like, you can't just do more. There's not always like, you can't, check everything off of your to-do list. And I'd have this like long to-do list at the beginning of the day and maybe get like 2 or 3 things done. And then at the end, I was kind of like, I felt like a failure, and that led to feelings of stress and feelings of anxiety and feelings of demotivation, And so get really clear with your why, okay? Get super, super, super clear on what your goals are. So that way, when things come to you, whether it's, you never know. It's like sometimes people at work want your time. People, ask, have different requests, or in business, you get asked to do a lot of different things. And, or maybe, there's certain people where you're like, they don't align with my mission statement. I don't even really know why I hang out with them, why I'm like friends with them. They don't like, they're not on the same wavelength as me. They don't feel me. They don't, they talk a lot of crap about people, but like, that's not what I'm about. So the clearer you are with your why and your goals, the more you know what to say no to, and the more you can say yes to the things that set your soul on fire, that get you going towards that direction. And what I've learned, and I continue to teach my one-on-one clients, is doing less actually helps you get ahead. So it's like when you stop saying yes to everything and you do, the 2, 3, 4 things each day that really like, boom, like catapult you to that next level faster, the more you end up getting done. If you do all of these to-dos that like somehow don't matter, that either you can say no to, maybe you can have somebody else help you with, you can outsource. Like there's so many things, that really, if you take a look and get super clear with your why, it'll be very clear of what serves your purpose and what doesn't serve your purpose. Okay, so that's my first tip there. The second one is own your calendar. Own your calendar, own your time, own it. Own it, own it, own it, own it, own it. Okay? So many people say, I don't have time. Everything's so crazy busy. And to be honest, I think it's been 2 years now where I've really like taken the word busy out of like my vocabulary, because I feel like busy is a cop-out. I feel like busy is allowing other people's time and time in general take you over. Like, I just don't like that word. And sometimes I catch myself saying it, but it's gotten like few and far between. Like, I don't really say it like at all. And when I hear other people say it, it like triggers this like weird like in my head, because I've really worked at training myself to not say, oh, this is a busy day. Like, oh, I had a really full day. It was really productive. I was able to serve and give so much today. And that just change in mindset and change in frame has really, really helped me, has helped me so much, because busy sounds chaotic and busy sounds like somebody else is in control. It sounds like busy is a person and they're in control of my life and what I'm doing. And I don't like that. I want to be in control of my time and my energy and where I'm giving that. So owning your calendar. Okay, so a tip that I give, and I gave this actually in the first video of my 5x5 with London Souza video series. If you guys picked those up, maybe you did, maybe not, but is calendaring. So if you say that you don't have time, and this is actually a task I give to my coaching clients, like I want you to time audit yourself. I want you to write down every single thing that you're doing in your day and how much time it's taking, and that doesn't mean that you need to fill up your whole entire day. I'm not saying that every minute should be like you're doing something, but I want to know what you're doing. Like, what are you doing with your time? We all have the same amount of time in a day. Granted, all of us have different lifestyles, some of us are moms, some of us have kids, some of us are married, some of us are single, some of us have, CEO positions, some of us have part-time jobs, some of us are students. Like, we all, come from different areas, but we all have the same amount of time in a day. Okay, so it's what we choose to do with it. So I challenge you to time audit yourself. Take a few days, write down exactly what you're doing. Write down exactly, when you're just chilling watching TV, when you're spending, mindless time just scrolling through social media with kind of, maybe it's cool. I love social media. It's the way that we've connected. It's the way that how I know you and how you know me. But spending like 3 or 4 hours per day just like scrolling to see what everybody else is doing and then saying you don't have time, is a completely different story. So own your calendar, and time audit yourself, see what you're doing, see what's going on in your everyday life, see where you have those pockets of time where either you spent doing things that like don't serve your mission, don't serve your why, are not getting you closer to your goals, things that are just basically like distraction or transition time. So it's like oftentimes this fly has been haunting me all day. I just hate it. I need to let it outside. I was gonna say I need to kill it, but I need to let it outside. So that you can see, and a lot of the things is like the distraction or the transition time. So it's like going from one activity to the next, or doing one activity but then like simultaneously doing something else, and so that one activity that you're getting done is actually taking you longer because you're getting distracted. Okay, I don't know what your life looks like. Like, I can't do the work for you. So you need to go in and you need to look and you need to see, okay, what can I do now with the time? Look at your time audit of yourself. Do I need to wake up a little bit earlier? Do I need to, make sure that after I have, my breakfast in the morning, that I'm actually, not after breakfast in the morning, maybe you're like going through social media, maybe you're like checking emails, maybe you're like lingering around the house doing things that don't matter, and you realize, oh, that's like 30 minutes where I could like be in the shower, I could get ready, I could be on my way, and I could stack that 30 minutes for a workout, for some personal development, for some me time, for, doing, getting something done that I've been saying I'm gonna do, okay? So own your calendar. What I love is I use and I'll talk a lot about Brendon Burchard because his book, High Performance Habits, which I'll show you guys too, like totally changed my life. When I read it, I pre-ordered it before it came out. When I read it, it was really the fire that fueled me to take my life to that next level. It inspired me to become an entrepreneur again, to leave Rentastic full time, and just like, I got this. Like I was like, all of these habits, like I'm either doing them in some form or another, or I know how to do them and I know how to, up level my life. And he did an amazing study. I think it was in over 300 countries, for sure over 200 countries, I think over 300 countries, the top performing people basically in the world, and figured out what they were doing on a regular basis. And that's this book here, High Performance Habits. You can find it on my Amazon shop in my favorites. So if you go to amazon.com/shop/Life Like London, I spent like 4 hours while I was in Italy, creating this like online shop with all my favorites, my favorite books, my favorite personal hygiene products, my favorite supplements, my favorite everythings. So this is in my favorite books category, and it's also in my can't live without category, okay? And the first chapter in here that he talks about is clarity. So the 6 habits of high performance, the first one is clarity, seeking clarity on a regular basis. And that's what I talked about, like getting super clear so that way you can do what sets your soul on fire and not feel like you're running, being pulled in all different directions. You can really focus on what you need to do. So when coming to calendaring, I love using his high performance planner. So every day you get, and as you can see, I like use it all the time. I'm obsessed. Let's see. I want to show you what the template looks like. Oh my gosh. Today I just used my last day of my high performance planner. That's crazy. I have a whole stack of 5 more of them because I bought the year pack. So now I get to switch to a new color. But anyways, you have like all your stuff you'll do every day in your calendar. I personally use Google Calendar for like my appointments. And then every day when I come in here and I fill out the calendar here on paper, then I also write down some of my to-dos and things like that as well. But owning your time and owning your calendar is super helpful using the high performance planner. You get a message for yourself, your today's top 3 goals and priorities, tasks that absolutely must be done today. So then you get out of that habit of writing down a to-do list of like everything that needs to get done in your life, period. And then people that you need to lead or connect well with. And then also a morning mindset, which comes into my third tip, owning your morning routine and your habits and rituals. The more habitual you get with your morning, with your tasks throughout the day, the faster you'll be able to do things, the more you'll be able to accomplish, the more you'll be able to knock out, and my favorite part, the more free time you will have. If you start your day without a plan, you'll be going throughout the day based on feeling. Like, what do I feel like doing right now? Do I feel like working out? Do I feel like doing that task that doesn't really need to be done, but like I could do it today? Do I feel like reaching out to that person that I've been meaning to reach out to? Do I feel like, And when you get it down and you own your calendar and you get your time set, you get your habits and you get your morning routine and everything very clear, like the more free time you have, you know what's happening in that day, and you get really good at knowing how long it takes you to do certain things. So, sometimes you're like working on sometimes you need to do something, and in your head, you're like, I don't even want to start because it's going to take me hours and hours, or like a workout, I don't even want to go because it's going to take me forever, and but in your head, it's bigger than what it actually is. So when you get there to the gym, when you get to, sitting down to actually work on that project, what I found is it's a bigger mountain in my head than it actually is in real life. It's actually like a small anthill. I thought it was going to take me 3 hours, but I was super focused and I crushed it out in 45 minutes, Or people think I need to spend an hour in the gym in order to get a good workout, but actually like you could do a home workout in 20 minutes, sweat your brains out, and get an amazing workout, cardio, strength, all in one, and you never even left the house. You know what I mean? So the more that you own your routines, you own your habits, you set up your calendar, set up what you're going to accomplish for that day, the more free time you'll have, and the better you'll get at knowing what you're capable of. You can say, okay, it's taking me 3 hours to get this done, and this is a long time. I need to, at the rate I'm going, at the progress that I'm making, it's going to take me a lot longer than I actually, I have a deadline. Maybe it's work, you have a deadline, or you have, a goal where you want to lose a certain amount of weight, and you're like, at the rate I'm going with what I know and my capabilities, I'm not going to get there if I keep doing things the way I've been doing them. So do I need to ask someone for help? Do I need to sharpen up my skills in this certain area so I can be faster? Do I need to hire a personal trainer or use, the Runtastic Results app, or, get on YouTube and you can go on the Runtastic Fitness channel and work out with me, because maybe your workouts, you're like, oh, I was losing weight at first with what I was doing, but now it's not working out so much. Or, I was feeling super energized from the foods I was eating, but now when I eat, I'm just feeling like I'm craving more and I don't know what to do, So then you can get a good idea of where you need to ask for help and where you need to team up with somebody for support, because we need to ask for help. We need to put our pride aside and say, you know what, I can't do everything all by myself. I need to ask for help. I need to figure out how I can either boost my skills or have somebody else help me, or have somebody else help take me to that next level. Okay. And then the last thing I want to talk about in staying motivated and staying energized and reducing stress is movement. Movement is a big part of the puzzle. Movement generates energy. Movement, boosts your confidence. Movement boosts mental clarity. Movement can be therapy. Movement can help you clear out a lot of chaos that's going in your head. When I started working out more regularly, I was 17. I had just started college. I was studying all the time, and movement, especially running, was my go-to. I would be studying in the library or studying at home, and every 3 hours or so, if I was studying for a long period of time, I'd grab my running shoes. I'd always have them with me. I'd put them on. I'd go for a 20, 30-minute jog, sometimes even 15 minutes if I didn't have that long. And I would move, and I would get moving. And then I would, come back and get back in the game. Get back into the swing of things. Get back into the game. And it was super, super powerful for me. Really, really, really powerful for me. And for a lot of people. And that's why when I work with my one-on-one coaching clients, I have 3 pillars. I have mind, I have body, and I have love. And in the body categories, where we talk a lot about movement and recovery. And it's a huge, huge, huge piece of the puzzle. Today, before I even went live with you guys, so this morning, I did a yoga class. I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went to Runtastic headquarters. We had sunrise yoga and a great breakfast. But I only slept probably 5.5 hours last night, maybe almost 6. And for me, I really need 8 to 9 hours. So I came home and I took a nap. It was supposed to be an hour nap, but it turned into a 3-hour nap. And I woke up and I was like, whoa, I need to, generate some energy. I need to get moving so that I can come and do a live video for you guys and have it be the best that I can give. I want to serve you guys the best that I can, and just coming out groggy-eyed from a nap would not be the best way. So I put on my shoes, got on my workout gear. I did a little lap around where I live. It's about 4 kilometers, so it was about a little under a 25-minute run for me, and it was perfect. It boosted my energy. I came home, I took a shower, and it was just exactly what I needed. So instead of just staying stagnant, I should move, I'm feeling tired, so I'm not moving, so I'm more tired, so I'm less motivated because I'm not moving, I'm less motivated because I'm telling myself I should be motivated, but I'm not doing anything about it. And see how that vicious cycle really comes full circle? So those are my 4 tips. I have 4 tips for you guys. Get super clear on your why and what sets your soul on fire, why you're doing this. Don't worry about getting stuck in your why. It's no problem. It can change. It can be dynamic. But that way you get really clear so you know what to say more yeses to and know, most importantly, what to say more no's to. Own your calendar. Own your time. Don't let other people be in control of your time. Don't let emails, don't let social media dictate what you should be doing with your time. If you have clear goals, own your calendar. You'll have more free time. You'll be able to see how long it takes you to do certain things. You'll be able to see how amazing you are and how much you can actually get done in a shorter amount of time if you're just super clear and focused and own your time. Own your morning routine and habits. Own your routines and habits. Have a great morning routine set up. It could be whatever you want. It could be movement. It could be some mindset work. That's why I love the High Performance Planner, because there's a whole morning mindset where you fill out 10 different questions just to get you really clear in the morning. For me, that's a bit of movement. Even if it's not a workout, I just do some arm circles. I do some stretching. I do a morning devotional with my Bible. I do my morning mindset with my Brendon Burchard High Performance Planner, and it's super fantastic. And the 4th thing is get moving. Like, move your body to generate energy, generate mental clarity, boost your confidence, boost your endurance. Like, working out and breaking through a tough workout, even a quick, tough workout, transcends into so many other areas of your life that can be very, very powerful. Okay? So I love you guys so much. Don't forget to let me know, send me a message. Let me know if you found this valuable. There's a lot of other questions I got from you guys regarding warming up and cooling down, some fitness questions and things like that too. So I'll be covering everything as long as you guys send it over to me and it makes sense in my areas of expertise. Yeah? So thank you guys for joining live. And for those of you watching later, thanks for watching. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think about this, if I should do more of these, if you think this should be a weekly thing, if I should do it, a few times a week. Let me know. All right. See you guys later. Bye.